call the roll.
Mayor Bain,
I'm here.
Vice Mayor Garcia, Councilman Best,
Present.
Councilwoman Mitchell. Here. Councilman Fahed.
Here. Okay, do you want to read off all the things about the Zoom stuff, or you want to do it after those?
Well, I could do it after during open.
After everything? Please stand for invocation. Councilman Best.
I'm going to defer a normal invocation this evening, and I'm going to cite the loss of a very good friend of mine, a very good friend of the city, a teammate, a bridegroom, a fellow veteran, a fellow official, and I can go on. But Mark Johnston took a couple ribs out of the side of my chest on New Year's Day. And I'd like to ask, during this time allotted to me for the invocation, to ask for a solid 60 seconds of silence in Mark's honor. Thank you, Mayor.
Pledge of allegiance. Take your hats, remove your hats. Right hand over the heart.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I give the floor to the clerk to read off any way they want to get into this meeting by Zoom or by virtual. And then
Anyone
we'll
who
go.
would like to join the meeting, the public meeting, may dial 305-805-5151 or 305-805-5152. Input meeting ID 863-9512-4146, followed by the pound sign. There is no participant ID. Press pound sign again. At this moment, sir, we don't have anyone
Okay,
attending. So.
I got two to get started, so if anybody bumps in there. We got Richard Block from, Richard, you're up.
Yes, if I've run over a little bit of 3 minutes, please forgive me. But I'm not here in my capacity as Virginia councilman, Gardens councilman, but I'm here representing Post 32 American Legion. And we have taken up upon ourselves, we got about 150 members, and every time, it's been decades that Miami Springs has had that war memorial and has served as the focal point for the Tri-City area, for Virginia Gardens, Miami Springs, and Medley, to celebrate and honor our veterans. And for decades, that war memorial really has come to a point where it really needs refurbishing. So Post 32 had their meeting and they said, well, it's a good project for the American Legion to do. And what we're proposing is sort of like a public-private effort to raise that or demolish that existing monument and build a new one that's credit to the Miami Springs for all the honor that's given to veterans over the years. And we've already initiated contact with several people to make this a winning proposition. We've contacted Ray Rodriguez. He's on board. That's the construction side. Manny Perez has always been available. He has promised 3 designs for the new monument. The first contributor actually is Dutch at Bryson's. He's promised $500. We've talked to Bill Tallman as consultant for the new monument to get the information on there that it should be. Make it an ADA, approachable monument, and a credit to the Springs. I've contacted Mayor Martell and Mayor Dino on this thing, and Councilman Bob Best, who's a member of the Post 32, is going to speak at the Virginia Gardens Council meeting, and we both are going to go to Medley and possibly even Hialeah to get some funding for this. We also are going to go to the county commission where Pepe Diaz, who's head of the military, should come up with some money, and also Rebecca Sosa. But we have the Geiger Monument that's so beautiful on Curtis Parkway, right? And then we got the John Cavalier clock, and then we have the War Memorial, which it served its purpose. It's at the end of his lifespan. We need something extraordinary for Miami Springs to hold their honor and honor the veterans and the people that gave their lives for this country. So we got the Girl Scouts involved, Boy Scouts involved. We're going to go to the Lions, Ladies Club, Historical Society, Optimist Club. And we can get the funding. I'm sure we can get the funding for this. What we'd like to do is find a way that the city can cooperate in demolishing what's existing there, and we'll put one up, maybe have a ribbon cutting for Memorial Day, and get it all done before Veterans Day. And we really need a good, beautiful monument on your beautiful Curtis Parkway. So I'd like the city council to consider that. We're moving on. The American Legion is moving on. Post 32 is moving on, and I'd like the city council to be on board with us for the good of the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Victor Velasquez?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Victor Vasquez. I'm a member of the American Legion Post 32. I'm the historian, and I'm also the ad hoc chair of the committee of this initiative. And as Councilman Block has indicated, that monument really needs to be changed. There needs to be something new there. I'm a proud third-generation veteran. My son is an Eagle Scout, and we're always there at all the events, and we want to do something that's really prideful and hopefully last for another 50 years. And so anything that you can do to support us, we're going to make this happen. Richard's timetable is aggressive, but that's what we do as veterans. And we're going to try to make this happen, and with your support. So thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you. Thank you both for coming. Has anybody chimed in there, Erica? Nothing? Okay, we're going to close the open forum. If anybody chimes in or what have you, you let me know. Okay, we go to 6A, December 14, 2020, regular council meeting.
Through the chair, motion to move, sir.
Sir, before we move forward on that, I'd like to bring this item back. I guess I transposed some of the votes, so if I could bring that back at the next meeting on the 25th
And
for the
also,
corrections.
Mayor, I have a change to the agenda.
We'll talk about this.
Mayor, I have a change to the agenda or a request for clarification.
Right, to the next meeting.
You can do it with her.
Well, I suppose through the chair, I need to withdraw my motion.
Yeah, we're going to defer this till next meeting, so you
Okay.
can get a change with her.
All right.
Yep.
And like that. Okay, we go to 8A. This is a second reading of an ordinance, which is a request that this may be deferred to the next council meeting in January 25th. I guess Heidi has more work to do on it, not quite finished.
That's correct, Mayor. For purposes of procedure, I do need to read the title of the ordinance into the record, even though we will be deferring it to the
Okay.
date certain of January 25th.
You want to read it in?
This is an ordinance of the City of Miami Springs, Florida, amending Chapter 150 zoning code of the city's Code of Ordinances by adding Section 150-145 vacation rentals with a new Article 14, additional regulations to provide regulations for such uses, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for codification, and providing for an effective date. Mayor, we are requesting a deferral to January 25th. This ordinance was advertised for second reading for this evening's meeting. However, I do want to make sure that we get this ordinance right and that we incorporate all of the
Do we need a vote to
revisions.
defer? You need
No,
a-
ma'am.
You don't need an official vote to
You,
defer?
if you'd like, that's fine, but it's not necessary.
Let's make it official.
Make a motion to defer? Second.
Got a first and a second, call the vote.
Vice Mayor Garcia?
Aye.
Councilman Best?
Aye.
Councilwoman Mitchell?
Yes.
Councilman Behet?
Yes.
Mayor Bain?
Yes, and I have Vivian Ravenwood wanted to speak on this item.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Council. My name is Vivian Ray. I reside at 125 Carlisle Drive. I'm here to speak against and object to the R1 Single Family District and that it be excluded from this proposed ordinance. The R1 is specific for single-family uses and does not permit the vacation rentals or multifamily uses. Multifamily uses are prohibited in the single family, and the advertisement of such is prima facie evidence as defined in Miami Springs Code of Ordinance, Section 103.01. Fines against it are recurring fines, such as 150.004 and 150.041. This proposed second reading on page 1 cites Florida Statute 509242, which is titled Public Lodging and Food Service Establishments. That has no business in the single-family zone. In addition, the other Florida statute, 509.0327B, is not fully cited again and leaves out the last sentence with a very important date. They are incorrectly placed here because they are not zoning statutes and have nothing to do with zoning or zoning districts. I have shared with you a map that I prepared that shows the multifamily uses in Miami Springs. If this map goes yellow, who will your permanent residents be? Who will your voters be? I have gathered about 50 petitions from my neighbors in this time of pandemic and during the holidays who are against the single-family portion of this ordinance. I just want to end with confirmation that the second reading of an ordinance with changes means that it will go to a third reading. Thank you for your favorable consideration. I appreciate it on behalf of the residents of the single-family home. Hashtag Mayor Love the Kids.
Thank you.
Thank you. We go to 9A. Consent agenda. Is there any comments on consent agenda or pull or anything? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to move consent agenda, sir.
I'll second it.
I get a second?
I second it.
Call the vote.
Vice Mayor Garcia?
Aye.
Councilman Best?
Aye.
Councilwoman Mitchell?
Yes.
Councilman Behet?
Yes.
Mayor Bain?
Yes. No 10, there's no 11. Oh, yeah, 11A. First reading of an ordinance.
This is an ordinance of the City of Miami Springs, Florida, amending Section 34-15, Holidays and Compensatory Leave of the city's Code of Ordinances to update the policy on employee birthday holiday usage, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for codification, and providing for an effective date. In the memo that you have attached to your packet from our Human Resources Director, Bill Collins, Staff recommends that the council approve the proposed ordinance that amends the Code of Ordinances, Section 3415, holidays and compensatory leave, to update the policy on employee birthday holiday usage. The intent is to modify the existing birthday holiday policy to provide for more efficient administration consistent with other employers while maintaining the benefit of all city full-time employees.
Does anybody want to hear anything, any comments?
No, but through the chair, I'd like to commend Bill Collins for his verbiage in writing this. I read through the thing, and with that, sir, I'll make a motion to move it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Call it.
Vice Mayor Garcia,
Aye.
Councilman Best,
Aye.
Councilwoman Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilman Behet,
Yes.
Mayor Bain.
Yes, we go on to other business. There's none. We go to the city attorney. Anything from you tonight?
No, Mayor, just wishing you all a Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. And we will be having that on the 25th, the ordinance waiver. And we have anything from the city manager?
Just wanted to thank everyone involved in Saturday's ribbon-cutting ceremony for the senior center. I have been bombarded with just accolades the whole weekend about not only the event, but the building itself. And many of the seniors are eager to get in there and start. So we're working on something in the next few weeks where we'll bring in some programs for the seniors to come in and limit. We still won't be able to do a full meal service. They'll still get it at home. But we're working on different programs to bring them back into the center.
What's the thought process on if they get the shot? How are you going to, if 25 of them get the shot? Are we still following the guidelines of 6 foot if it's confirmed that 20 of them have the shot and a second shot? Is that going to be any difference on how you're?
No. As far as the vaccine?
Yeah, the shot.
It's the
vaccine.
same, yeah.
No.
Nothing. They're just.
No.
At the present.
There's no program to state, well, if the people that are going there have gotten both vaccines, both shots, or whatever comes up, that we can't go ahead and have the building function?
Not yet. I've reached out to Commissioner Souza's office and to the county, and why don't they work with the Alliance for Aging so that they can get all the senior centers in
Right.
Miami-Dade County and get those people vaccinated first? But right now, what they say is there's a shortage of vaccines. They don't have enough to
No,
go.
but that's not my point. My point is, once the membership of the senior center, 25 of them are vaccinated, and they've gotten both shots, is there any, and administration is,
No.
there's no way to get them back in? It's got to be coming from the county to let it, to,
That's right. If you read the guidance on the vaccine, even after you have both vaccines, they still want you to maintain social distancing and wear masks.
well, what's the vaccine for then?
You know, so unless something changes in the next 2 or 3 months,
Okay, thank you. Anything else?
no, that's it. Thank you.
We'll go with Vice Mayor Garcia. You have anything to add to this meeting? And welcome.
To add to the meeting, no, but I do want to thank my colleagues up here for believing in me and nominating me for this position. It truly is an honor. I did get to watch the meeting. I wasn't watching it while the decision was being made, but I did get to watch a recording of it. And to be quite frank, either of the 3 of us that you all were considering for the position between Councilman Loeb, Councilman Petrolander, and myself, I think would have done a great job up here. I was able to serve with both of them, incredible public servants, true gentlemen, both of them. It would have been an honor if either of those 2 gentlemen would have been selected. I would have had no problem with it. But I was selected for the job, and I promised to do it as if I did it when I was elected by the people. So thank you very much for believing in me and your vote of confidence. I promise to work very hard and diligently. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Mr. Fasette, yeah, for you.
Just wanted to further the bombardment of accolades. I was completely blown away by the senior center, and just once again wanted to thank the generosity of Rebecca Sosa and Brian Avila and Manny Diaz and also Charlie Leonard in the name of his late wife and Lisbeth Toro. But it was just phenomenal building, and can't wait for the seniors to start enjoying it.
Councilwoman Mitchell.
Thank you, Mayor. Welcome, Mayor Garcia.
Thank you, ma'am.
I wanted to just mention that Happy New Year for 2021. I know this has been a really, really difficult year for our residents, for our city employees, and for our council, but I'm just so impressed at, at our community, how we've done what we need to do and gotten through, and the patience of our residents as we've, struggled with having City Hall over here and just so many other issues too, and to just thank everyone for their cooperation. I'm just really impressed at, at our community. Also, I wanted to extend my condolences. Thank you, Councilman Best, for your moment of silence for Mark. And I wanted to extend my condolences to Tammy Key and the loss of Mark. And the last thing I wanted to announce is I submitted my papers today to run for the office of mayor. I have big shoes to follow, and the two mayors that are sitting to my left. But that means that also my seat will be open, and so I want the community to know. And that's all. Thank you.
Councilman Venn?
Thank you, Mayor. This is on or not. Is this on? Test, 1, 2, test.
It's on.
My former colleague, former councilman and former mayor, I'd like to thank you for sitting up here with us, pal. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate you taking up the road and sitting up here and helping us out in the time that it was necessary to do that. And, one of the best people in this town could be sitting in that seat right now. I'll say that. Secondly, that senior center opening, as was mentioned earlier, was quite the event. William, you did a superlative job in emceeing that, by the way. And there was a lot of people there, influential people that were helpful, more than helpful, in putting it together. Not the least, the Commissioner Sosa. But it is a beautiful facility, and I have said to many people that I would challenge you to find a senior center or something of that capacity anywhere in Miami-Dade County that can rival it. It's truly a work of art, truly a work of art. We have the letter here on the dais here tonight from the Leonard family in Thanksgiving for the acknowledgement for the family member. And Charlie did, his firm, or him personally, donated a bunch of money for brand new books for the seniors. Brand new. You wouldn't take secondhand books. They had to be brand new. And that's a credit. William, I'd like to thank you, I should say, for the changing of the route on the sand pit or the clay pit. I've gotten several telephone calls from people that have recognized the change of route on that. It seems to be working wonderfully. And hopefully they can stay void of trains, right?
Yeah.
I know that was the reason that they were doing it that way, but it's good. I'd also like to thank Public Works, if you could pass this on to Laz and the guys for me, with the tree trimming that they're doing, particularly on the northwest side right now. They have gone up and down my street recently and did one knockdown job, just absolutely excellent. Couldn't find a leaf when they left. And they trimmed those trees all the way up like 10, 12 feet. Excellent. Nice work. And I'll close with a question. I know that you and I talked about this briefly the other day, but we're supposed to be going, our next meeting maybe will be at City Hall or February.
We're shooting for the first meeting in February.
First meeting in February.
First meeting. We're planning to move into City Hall the end of this month. So we'll be probably set up for the first, February 8th, I think is the first meeting in February.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thanks for all you do, William.
Thank you.
I want to welcome Mayor Garcia to the dais. I had my reservations, but I think everybody here is going to be okay with you. The event that was put on at the Senior Center, I mean, it's
Can you please
redundant,
say you were
but-
kidding? Can you let people know you were kidding? 'Cause
Yeah, I was
they don't
kidding.
quite-
Yeah.
They don't quite get your humor sometimes.
I was kidding to everybody there. The event at the Senior Center, I think Commissioner Sosa was really taken aback on how beautiful, because she hadn't been in there, so it was beautiful.
Yeah, she sure was.
She was taken back by it, and, but the event was nice. That's first-class event that I always dreamed of having when we do these kind of things. It was really good. I think that we have to, while we're here, put on the agenda for the next meeting to talk about the memorial, and maybe get it rolling a little bit, see what kind of information, if there's any kind of, what kind of price and what they're going for, so council can make a decision on what, you know, what's going on, but at least have some kind of, a little bit of a proposal for us to look at. And if they're ready by the 25th, so we can see if we want to do anything. And I think it's important too, to understand that, I don't know if you can just knock that down. I think you got to research on what the laws and what it is that, to knock something, a memorial down, what rights you have to knock it down and rebuild it. I think it's got to be found out before.
Through the chair, we're looking at that, William.
Okay,
Or,
all right,
Mayor,
so.
I should say. Yes, sir.
But I think it has to be
Good
stated.
point, good point.
It has to be stated, because I don't think you just can knock something down unless it's a structural problem or something, so it might have to be reconfigured with the memorial that's there. I want to say about Mark Johnson. We used to gab at the golf course. You know, there's people that pass away that touch you in your life, and, you know, it bothered me. I mean, I wasn't close like Councilman Best was to him, but we were close enough, and it bothered me, and my son John, who seems to have every friend in this town that's over 60 years old, friend of my son's, it bothered him too, but it's a man that's going to be missed. Always had a good smile. Never said much bad things about anybody. If he ever said a bad thing, you know, Bobby was never like that. No criticism, no critical. He was just a slam guy. I miss seeing him at the golf course when we used to go play. Well, I can't say we play poker there, but we used to play poker. I don't understand this virus. It's bothered me that we're getting these shots, and you get 2 shots, and you got to wear a mask. I just don't understand the science. Then why get a shot? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't make any sense that there's no program to say if everybody has a shot, when you're going to be able to go back to normal. I don't know. I just don't get it. But I recommend everybody that should get a shot. I mean, if you're not going to get a shot, then don't complain about what's going on with this thing. You got to go do it for everybody to get back to normal. I've talked a lot tonight because we have a lot of time before the game starts.
Bill, you ran a heck of a meeting.
You know, and hell, it's easy to meet. These meetings are set up from a long time ago. I don't know if people realize that when I first became mayor, meetings went 2 days.
Yeah, I know it.
You know, when it went 2 days. Now it's, you know, less than an hour most of the time.
After midnight.
I know it hurts the Gazette, though. The poor Gazette doesn't have anything to write about.
Tommy's got a bunch of stuff to write about.
There's nothing to write about. He never quotes us anyway, so what the heck? Everybody, Happy New Year. Have a good evening. This meeting's adjourned.